for success.
What's going on, guys? This is your budget gamer here, and today I'm going to talk about a few reasons why I think AMD gets fucked over or doesn't get enough love when it comes to PC gaming. So when we start with the CPU side, generally more people buy Intel CPUs in general. Like AMD is more catered towards the budget gamer, just such as me. So if you don't have a huge budget, like it's kind of smart if you want to not spend as much money on your CPU just so you can get a way better graphics card. Like that's a great idea in general. Like I advocate for that. But it's just because so many people are buying Intel, it's just this hype. It really destroys it. So like another reason why Intel is really popular in the market is that they control the majority of like the pre-built computers on the PC market. Like there is a deal, I think like plenty of deals saying that like Intel had paid Dell to put their CPUs exclusively into their computers. So you wonder why so many people have Intel or experience with Intel to begin with. Another reason why they're better is their core performance is generally better. Like their per core performance. So like a lot of AMD CPUs will try to sell you on maybe 6-core, 8-core CPUs, when in reality their core to core performance might not be better than a quad core from Intel. Not to mention like sometimes they gotta ramp up the clock speeds tremendously just to even have like the AMD 9000 series has huge clock speeds and huge like heat and wattage outputs, but like that's sometimes the lengths that they got to go to try to sell people the AMD CPUs. And you know, as a YouTuber, I have an AMD FX 6300. Like I can admit that I would have better video editing and rendering times if I went with Intel, especially with the i7 brand. But enough about that. Let's talk about gaming for a second. If we talk about gaming, when it comes to NVIDIA on the GPU side, like most of the games, which I will show you later, are optimized for NVIDIA. Like if I go through all the 50 games that I have, like majority of them will probably be optimized for NVIDIA. And don't get me wrong, like NVIDIA is great. Like I think like most people should go for it. But like that's not to disregard like AMD's architecture, because AMD has great architecture. Like the biggest bang for buck debate right now is the NVIDIA 970 versus the AMD R9 390. And technically people say that the 390 is better. It's a faster graphics card in general. But then when you kind of count in the NVIDIA, optimization of games, and like there's higher wattage output for majority of AMD graphics cards, and there's other YouTubers that will talk about the benefits of both. But I'm just saying, like when it actually comes down to gaming, like I've had so many encounters with my games crashing sometimes or bad frame rate issues. I mean, like it's kind of rare, right? Like the older games are better, but like man, like in this day and age where like we focus a lot on PC ports, and sometimes like Batman Arkham Knight won't have a good PC port. Like we need better optimization on the AMD side. It's not enough to say that Mantle will fix that issue for us, with Mantle being a AMD CPU and GPU. Yeah, and that's basically my little rant. The rest of the video will be showing intros of games that I have, and you get to see how many are optimized by NVIDIA, and you'll kind of get why most people would vouch for NVIDIA instead of AMD. Alright, so after my experiment, it's clear that not every game says NVIDIA or AMD, so I only was able to put the ones that were there. That being said, there still are more. I think I'm gonna go pull up a list now and see if I can find anything online about NVIDIA and AMD optimized games. Alright, so as you can see, I've pulled up the list from NVIDIA's website about all the games that are optimized for them, and just look how expansive the list is. Like, NVIDIA supports a lot of games, and then when I go over to the AMD side, only about 16 or 17 games are actually dedicated by AMD. So that shows you the war and how unbalanced the war is between the two. Not exactly the architecture, but the games being supported is what's important of what I'm trying to say. So anyways, I hope that my video was informative. If you found it helpful, please like, favorite, subscribe, share, because that really helps. Or I'm always welcome to criticism. But anyways, this is your Budget Gamer signing out.